Good day, ma'am. This is Cherise Lopez, and this discussion is all about the nature of communication. And let me ask a question. So, what is communication? For me, communication is fundamental to the existence and survival of humans as well as to an organization. Communication brings people together closer to each other. It bridges the gap between individuals and the groups through the flow of information and understanding between them. The communication process involves the sender, receiver, message, barrier, medium, and the feedback. The simplest model of communication relies on three distinct parts, which is the sender, the receiver, and the message. The communication process begins with the sender, who is also called the communicator or the source. The sender has some kind of information, which is a command, request, question, or idea that he or she wants to present to others. The person to whom a message is directed is called the receiver or the interpreter, as we call. To comprehend the information from the sender, the receiver must first be able to receive the sender's information and then decode or interpret. The message or content is the information that the sender wants to relate to the receiver. We can put all these three elements together, which is the sender, the receiver, and the message, and you have the communication process at its most basic. A communication barrier is anything that prevents us from receiving and understanding the messages others use to convey their information, ideas, and thought. They can interfere with or block the message you are trying to send. The medium is next, which is also called the channel. The medium is the means by which a message is transmitted. Text messages, for example, are transmitted through the medium of cell phones, right? Communication channels can be categorized into three principal channels, which is the verbal, the written, and non-verbal. Each of these communication channels have different strengths and weaknesses, and oftentimes we can use more than one channels at the same time. The communication process reaches at its final point, which is the feedback. This is the final step of the process that ensures the receiver has received the messages and interpreted it correctly as it was intended by the receiver. It increases the effectiveness of communication as it permits the sender to know the efficacy of his message. Feedback may be directed, such as written or verbal response, or it may take the form of an act or deed in response. So this discussion will end here, and I will leave a note. If one of these elements are missing during a communication process, the communication will not be successful and will lead to a misinterpretation. That's how important communication is on our day-to-day lives. Thank you, and God bless.